right, welcome back. Now, after attending church at the start of 2019 and not feeling like himself, our next guest was convinced by a friend, sub-10 king himself, Sgt Patrae, that, you should work out. So on a few occasions, they started to work out together with the personal trainer, Twitter. The journey began thereafter. And now, Patrae Rowe, Detective Sergeant Patrae Rowe, is a healthier him. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so at the start, we'll just establish for the viewers, you head which organization?
I'm the chairman of the Police Federation.
No, that makes you literally among the top 5 in terms of the leadership of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the country's security agenda.
You can look at it that way.
All right, now, talk to us about January 2019.
Sure. In January 2019, I got a revelation. Certainly at that point, I was weighing 330 pounds. And then I decided that, things couldn't continue like this. I was in church one evening and I was asked to speak. And it was recorded. And when I watched back the video, I was like, what? I didn't know that I was weighing that much. Yeah. And there and then I decided that,
and we have that image on screen.
There and then I decided that, hey, I must do something. I was traveling abroad, realized that I couldn't buckle the seatbelt on the plane. I was blowing short. I was lack energy. Yeah. And, Asafa keeps saying to me from December of last year, you can work out with us, come and work out with us. But I never took it serious until I got that revelation in January. And then I decided to start the second week of January.
Right. So you basically saw an image of yourself doing a presentation. You're at the top of your career, very successful academically and professionally, and just took a decision. That's not how Patrae Rowe is going to continue to look.
Certainly not. It was a decision, for health purposes, as well as a decision to, make me to be a more effective and efficient person in my professional life, in my family life. Certainly, this is 120 pounds lighter. I'm feeling great. This is the best I've felt in years. I've got to the doctor now, and the doctor said that my health is great. There are no concerns regarding BP or any of the indicators. So I'm feeling great. It has been a wonderful journey.
Let me ask, for a lot of us, we wait until there is a diagnosis of ill health before we then start to do something. Sure. Sometimes it's then too late.
Yes.
In your case, you just literally looked at a video of a presentation you made. And it's sort of like when someone who shall remain nameless looks at previous episodes of Sunrise and like, what's that sitting down in front of you?
Very well.
Kind of a thing.
Very
now,
well.
for those persons watching Patrae, help us to understand why at the top of your game, in a very public way on your Instagram, you spoke about the difficulties you've had maintaining discipline along this journey and sharing with us pound by pound as they were shared.
Well, I think that a lot of people share my struggle, and therefore I feel that it was good to inspire people whilst I was on this journey. And I hashtag Journey to Change My Life, because it was a life-changing experience. And a lot of people want to do it. A lot of people think about doing it, especially this time of year. And a lot of people, New Year's it will be weight loss and gym membership will go through the roof. But I just wanted to share the journey with people. I believe that a healthier you, results in a more effective person in terms of your professional life, your social life. And I believe that I've been able to inspire people. Certainly, you will need people on that journey to encourage you. One of my biggest support was, as I said, my friend Asafa, Twitter, who was my personal trainer. He migrated. And if Twitter was still here, I am assured that I would have seen greater results. Yeah. But I have a team of people that I work out with every morning at 4:45.
Yeah, and some of your team says includes Shelly and Fraser Price.
Well, Shelly and Fraser Price, husband Jigga, works out with me every morning, and Shelly visits occasionally. And you have Sheldon, Sherry, and Shoshana Ellington, who is a colleague of mine as well.
So hold
That's
on
the
a
team.
second, Patrae. For those of us who don't have access to so many friends whose names start with SH or can work out with Olympians, what would be the top 3 points that you would recommend that the rest of us attempt?
Well, certainly one of the biggest takeaway for me is discipline. You have to start out to be disciplined. You know, certainly Twitter said to me at the beginning of my journey that I'm probably one of the most disciplined person that he has ever met, because you know I believe that whatever your mind tells you, whatever your mind tells your body to do, your body will do it, right? And I have a strong mind, and we were able to achieve that because of discipline. Certainly, you need support. And there are mornings when my alarm goes off at 4 a.m. or 4:30, and I don't feel like getting up, but I get a call from one of my team members to say, hey, get up, let's go. We're going on the hill.
The same thing happens to me, by the way. My team member that does it is in the control room.
Sure, and then the third thing is that my trainer at Twitter says that diet is 70% of the journey, right? Even though we exercise so hard, and the exercise is so painful in the mornings, and in fact, I've added an evening routine to it. I go to the gym in the evenings now, right, which is increasing my body mass because I'm doing weights now. So dieting is important. I only drink water, no sugar, absolutely. I cut meat totally. I only have fish occasionally, and it's only steamed fish or roast fish. And I have vegetables, beans, peas, nuts, that's it.
This person in front of us is different from the Patrae Rowe I met a few years ago who could really put a tray away. Well, just before we throw to Amashika, I just want to say that my own health and fitness journey was inspired by #Journey to Change. So thank you very much, and thank you for sharing so publicly an aspect that a male professional usually keeps secret to inspire the rest of us.
Thank you.
Speaking of inspiration, we now go over to Amashika with a very inspiring story from a future leader of our country.
Future leader indeed. So, with its mission to provide financial support and mentorship to top-tiered students from low socioeconomic backgrounds at the primary levels as they matriculate into high school, Future Leaders of Jamaica, that's the FLJ, opened its arms in 2011 when it sponsored one child from Harborview Primary School and has since been making a wave of change. To tell us some more, we're going to be joined by Thornia Smith as well as Shaniqua Morrison. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Okay, education is a useful vehicle to move our country forward. Thornia, please tell us, why is it that the Future Leaders decided that this is something they want to do and continue to do?
Okay, good morning again. As I was saying, FLJ, as we're called, is a non-profit organization which was established to provide educational growth and development for at-risk youth in Jamaica. It was founded by our executive director, Mr. Dwight Green, who wanted to give back. And so he brought myself and some few more friends on board to help him on this, join him on this venture. And so FLJ started with one child. And then in 2013, we increased to 6. And today we sponsor 38 children across 11 schools in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and Clarendon.
Why is your scholarship or your foundation so different from the others that are out there?
We have a family structure. We don't just provide financial support for the kids, we also provide mentorship. So each child is assigned a mentor. And also for grade 10, for the 10th graders, we provide laptops for each of the students to assist them throughout their SBAs.
The exam season, very critical.
Yes, because not everyone can afford a laptop. So we ensure that all the students have a laptop for the SBAs.
So right now you have a cohort of 38.
38 students.
And one of the 38 is sitting with us this morning. Good morning, Shaniqua.
Good morning.
So how is it that the Future Leaders Jamaica has helped you throughout your high school journey thus far?
Okay, so firstly, the first task I was given for the Future Leaders of Jamaica was to write an essay about my goals and aspirations for the future.
Okay.
Now, at the time, you're in 6th grade, you're not really thinking that far, your career goals, and they change over time. So, you really have to sit and wonder what it is that you have to do. So from the get-go, the FLJ allowed me to branch out into what it is that I want to do. And from then, they've been setting limits for me to push past, and also not only the limits that they set for me, but also the limits that I set for myself. I'm able to push past those and know how far it is that I'm willing to go and how far I can go.
So you always wanted to go to that Arden High School?
Yes.
Indeed. So you're now at the tail end of your tenure there.
Yes.
What do you hope to do next?
I plan to go to university in Canada, but for now I'm keeping my options open. So I want to study law, specifically environmental law, because I care. I'm in for the whole, caring for the environment. So
Indeed, and we are from a small island developing state, so when climate change occurs, we feel it most.
Exactly.
So Thornia, back to you. We have one of your lovely recipients here. In terms of just a success, or just reflecting on your first cohort versus the ones today, what are you proudest of, or what is the organization proudest of?
Because that unit that we have formed, 38 kids, not just kids but their parents. So we have come it was like a family. And also for the first 2 graduates that we had, we have been able to help them to carry on. So our first graduate, he is now in second-year law school at University of West Indies, and her second graduate is in first-year med school at UWI. And we have been helping them to garner sponsorship to carry on.
Indeed, and realizing their true dreams and passions.
Yes.
How, if somebody would like to donate or even become a mentor, how do we reach out to the Future Leaders of Jamaica?
Contact number is 876-465-5856, or email address futureleadersofjamaica2011@gmail.com.
So we can reach out and help to realize the dreams of many more Shaniquas.
Yes, we're asking, as individuals, corporate sponsorship, just come on board and help us sponsor a child or 2.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies, for sharing
Thank
with
you.
us this
Thanks for
morning.
having us.
And all the best, Miss Future Lawyer. All right, it's now time for a quick break here on Sunrise, but more when we come back.